Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today's project is going to be making some faux tickets. Now, there's a lot of different videos that I have seen over time and over my journaling career, my journey, not my career, my journey. And you can make them where they're individual, that you can use as ephemera. I made mine today in a strip. I'm pretty sure there's various different versions of this, but I wanted them to be layered. Now, in the videos that I've seen, I've only seen them do them in one, but I had a lot of long strips cut-offs, and I played with the sizing of my stamps, and I came up with, well, this one is like a cutoff from an 8.5 by 11. So I have a little stub here, but this one, where is it? This one is a 12 by 12, and I ended up getting like a smaller stump over here, but I cut it to be 1 1/4, and then I scored it at 2.5, which I thought was just enough to give me a little layered piece if I wanted to. And then I was playing around with this tool, and this is mainly used for sewing. They're very inexpensive. I think I checked on Walmart's website, and it's like $2 or $3, maybe no more than $4, depending on where you go. I got this on Temu for like 99 cents. And all it does is it puts these little holes like this, if you can see that, where you can tear them off. So this was the first one I did, and obviously I went a little too hard, so while I was putting my paper, it tore off. But you can use them. This one happens to be double-sided. I put nothing in the back, but lots of variations that you can use. What I found is that the base, I like it better in cardstock, and the front paper is like a thinner weight. So I know many of us have like these types of paper. When I first got into paper crafting, I was going crazy, wanted all the designs, not realizing that cardstock is best for some things, and then lightweight copy paper is best for others. So for a long time, when I first started in my journey with paper crafting, this was just a little too thin for me. And when I got into journaling, this came into play super quick. So these were the longer strips, and then I cut these down. These were strips, cut-offs, and I have a bag of various cut-offs. And what I did was, anything that was large enough, I would just cut it down to 1 1/4, regardless of the length. So just 1 1/4, and if I can use the rest for something else, fine. And then what I would do is, okay, I'll take this one for example. Let's go this way. Let's move all of this paper aside. What I would do is I would cut it down to 1 1/4. And then I would get my scoreboard. And if you don't have this tool, that's fine. Use your score. They're easy to tear. And then my width of my ticket is 2.5. So I will come in at 2.5. And then again at 5. And the only reason why I'm using the scoreboard is because it keeps me in a straight line. And now you can decide whether you want to keep this piece. Now I think that makes a cute stub. And then that stub measures 1.5. So I'll know that my layering piece, I will cut down to 1 1/4. And then to punch the corners. Now, I got these on Temu. You can get them on Amazon. This one gives you the different corners. This one rounds everything. And this is the one that we all use for tags. I use this one. And I like to use these upside down because I like to see and make sure that I'm flushed in there. And then I would just come in and punch. Now, if you don't have this tool, you can use a hole puncher as well, just to get that curve. Same thing, fold it, and then just come in at the tip and just cut it. So you can do that as well. Or you cannot, just not to do it at all. That's okay too. Just use what you have, or you can use your scissors. And then I'm gonna do this one because this is gonna be a ticket. And then this one, because that's my stub, I'm not gonna do it. So any size. This one happens to be just 5 inches or look like a 5 1/4. So I just cut it and just did 2 tickets on this one. This one was only 7 1/2. So I left it at that. This one happened to be a torn piece that was 8 1/2 by 11 or 11 inches long. So then, or 11? Yeah, 11. So this one, when I get to it, I'll just tear that piece off and use the rest. This was also on there, and this happened to be salvageable on that side. So that's the tickets and the sizing. To do my layering on the inside, I had a lot of offcuts from previous digital kits, right? These are on paper, and I cut these down to be 1 inch across. Oh, 1 inch, right? Because my piece is 1 1/4 inches, so this is going to be 1 inch. And then each one is going to be 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to just get rid of that. And then this comes down to 2 1/4. And the beauty of this is, doesn't matter the scrap size that you have, you can make it work as long as it's the minimal of what you need, right? So obviously that might not work for anything, but I have these. Now you can ink, you can decide you don't want to ink. And what I do, because this is paper, I put all of them together, and then I'm going to come in and punch the corners. Now these little pieces are going to be everywhere in my craft room. They just pop up and fly. Okay, so that's what we have. So I'll just take this one. Right, so that's my layering piece. This one I'm going to decide not to ink. I feel like that butterfly is upside down. I feel like this is upside down. Okay, and then this little stub right here should be 1 inch, yes. So now this little piece I can cut down to 3/4 of an inch. And now, such a small piece, right? I'm gonna do these corners. And that will be my layering piece there. All right, for stamping. Now, obviously my measurements are not gonna fit the entire width of the smaller layering piece, but I'm okay with that. Let me just get a scrap of paper that I can use underneath. I have these stamps from Temu, and I have a variety of them. I have this one that says ticket. That's what I used for this 1 inch. But I have one that says admit one that has a number, and it says, I don't know because it's so well used, door prize. I try to find different ones, especially for the longer ones, so they would be a little different, but all some sort of ticket. So I use Stays On ink for this. You can use whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. Could be Memento. It could be an ink of color if you choose to. And I'm going to take this one that says Admit One. And I'm going to bring this onto my scrap piece of paper. I hope I'm in frame. Let me not lose my little piece. And I'm just going to come in and center that as best I can. I really can't see that frame, so we're just going to wing it. Some of them are perfectly stamped. Some of them are not so much. It doesn't bother me. So we have that one. I just want the hint of what it's supposed to be. It's more decorative than anything else. And where are the rest of them? Here they are. So that's one of them. Here is the other one. And here is my last one. So I have that. I'm gonna come in and grab the next one. This one says Door Prize. And because I use the same 4 stamps, or 5 stamps for all of them, I kind of just mixed them around so they weren't in the same spot in case I want to gift them. So here we have that one, Door Prize. Okay, I'm gonna put that one back. And these stamps are well loved, as you can tell. All right, and then I have this one. This one says, Here Comes the New Movie, 23 something. I'm gonna put that there. And we're gonna come in and stamp. I don't know how well this is gonna look because of that butterfly, but that's okay. Oh, it looks good enough. Pretty. It's upside down, but pretty. And you can see I'm not really trying too hard to get it exactly in the middle. I think imperfection looks good sometimes. So this is what it'll look like on the tickets, on the strip. I found that glue stick works best because I use Elmer's glue, and Elmer's glue is very heavily water-based. So I tend to, when it comes to this thin paper, try to use glue stick as much as I can. And because of my nails, I do use my tweezers to come in and help me place it as best I can. Is it always in the center? Absolutely not. Sometimes it's even crooked, but that's okay. And I really like inking. You can see the difference already when it's not inked. But I wanted to show you an option that if inking is not what you like to do, that you can still do the project. Now I am going to add the hashtag Scraptember, and let's make together 2025. Scraptember is a thing. There's a few channels that are doing it. I'm participating with Caryl from Free Spirit Arts and Tammy Van Antwerp Art, both here on YouTube. I believe Seven Plaza is also doing a Scraptember, but she is she has a prompt list. She's partnering up with someone else. I forgot. I am so sorry. But they have a prompt list. And this is really a lot of fun. So there's the one we did together. Here's the ones that I did off camera, using my inks and my scraps. This I did while I was sitting watching TV after work, and you can see how fast they come together. I did do it assembly style, where I identified all my strips, and here's the piece that goes along with that one, where I just pulled out a bunch of strips, making sure that I had at least 2 tickets worth, which gives me 5 inches. If it was more, great. If it wasn't, that's okay. This one I have 3 full tickets. This one I have 2 tickets and a stub. And this one I have 3 tickets. That was the only, and it had to be at least 1 1/4 inches wide. So for your base, I'll give you the measurements again. It's 1 1/4 inches wide, right? Height. You do it this way, 1 1/4 inches wide, and you just need to make sure that you have at least 2.5 per ticket. So you could do the math. So, oh, excuse me, that was a sneeze. 5 inches, 7.5, 10. You know, you could take it from there, because after 10, you will end up with a 1 inch, a 2-inch strip here, which that's what that measures there. All right, so I hope that helps. I hope you give it a try. Have some fun. Pull out your stamps. Don't worry if you don't have various stamps. Just use what you have. I think these are great scrap busters. Great little ephemera to have in your stash, to be able to just, even if you just need one for collage building, or you're doing a focal point or decorating, you can easily pull one of these off and use it, and or gift them, or, you know, stick them in pockets. I think these are great. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you give it a try. Let me know what you think, and as always, I'll see you at the next video. Bye.